Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for joining us on a very, very special night here. As tonight we have the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial at Knoxville Raceway as the Dirt Slingers Racing League brings you some of the best racing action tonight here in honor of Jason Johnson. And that being said, we do have a special guest here. That is none other than Bobby Johnson. And we also have Roger Wagner and Gary Keyser in the booth as well. So, gentlemen, I'm going to step away. I'm going to let you talk with the very spectacular Bobby Johnson.
Thanks, KR. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Special guest with us, like he said, Bobby Johnson, Jason Johnson Racing. This is a very special night for not only Dirt Slingers Racing League, iRacing, but Jason Johnson Racing, as they have teamed up with us for the third year in a row to put on this fantastic event. Bobby, welcome in, and thank you so much for joining us live from the racetrack tonight. Tell us where you're at.
Hi, fellow racers. We're here at Jackson Motorplex in Jackson, Minnesota, where the skies looked not too good, but now the sun popped back out, and I just hear cars firing up on the racetrack as we speak now.
Fantastic. You know, if I'm thinking back, last year you might have been at Jackson at the same time for this same race last year, because I remember you saying something about Jackson last year. But I want to first, as the owner of Dirt Slingers Racing League, say thank you so much for being on board with us, and thank you for getting with Logo Daddy for the awesome trophies these guys are going to be picking up. Those mini wing panels are just as fantastic this year as they were last year. It's a one-off deal, and they are amazing. So thank you for getting on board with us.
Yeah, not a problem, fellas. Try to think of something creative or whatever. And right now in my T-shirt trailer, the mini wing panels are the new wave of the future for the man cave and stuff. They don't seem to collect too much dirt on the wall, so I thought it'd be really fitting for these guys for trophies tonight with the whole iRacing and all this that you got going on for the Memorial Race.
Well, thank you. And you know, we know this is a very special day all around in the racing community, the dirt racing community especially. And you know, for your team, your life, everything, tonight is a very special night. Not just to help us, but overall. And you know, after talking with you over the last 2 or 3 years, I've learned quite a bit about you and about Jason. Tell us, you know, from your perspective, how proud would it make Jason to be memorialized like this?
He would say that he wouldn't even think it should happen. He didn't do that much in the racing world in the short time and stuff. He just always feel like that. I don't know, just that he didn't like when people. I mean, he liked people coming down, hang out, have a beer, and be social, but he'd never like to be put on a plateau or, you know, I don't know. Just really for the longest time he struggled being out front of people and everything. But as years went by, and especially after Knoxville, he just kept saying, like I said before, like he just couldn't believe, like, shit, that was 2 years ago. Like, dang, I can't believe people still remember that or still act like that was badass, more or less, and stuff. So it's really cool in that whole aspect.
Well, Jerry Keyser here with Tim Sims.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Bobby, you know, I was blessed enough to get to meet you and Jason here at Tim Nichols' shop several years ago. You guys were in town, and Tim let you use the shop to do some maintenance on the car. One of my favorite moments ever in sprint car racing is Jason picking up that Knoxville Nationals win. What does it mean to you looking back to see the things that he was able to accomplish before his untimely passing?
In that sense, I don't know, like I was reminiscing over old photos today and stuff that people had posted that we got to see, and like we were laughing at Jason's sides back with ASCS that he really hasn't changed. And then you start reminiscing and thinking about all, like, you know, the 5-time champion in the ASCS world of the 360s, and then moving up to this, and then just going out and trying his best and getting knocked down, you know, with the broken back at Placerville, but coming back way stronger and determined more than ever just to put his name on the map. And, you know, then that Knoxville win definitely did put his name on the map. And it seemed like from that point on, I think he always just said, like, if you're ever going to be in the history books, you got to get on one of these poles, which when you walk down the aisle, like in Knoxville, you see all the badass past champions that are on those poles, you know. It's just pretty, from the old timers to the new younger guys to that's just where he wanted to leave a mark. And the other weekend it was pretty wild walking by because Jack's just out of the blue said, "I'm gonna kiss Daddy on the pole." I mean, for your little 8-year-old to run by and kiss him every time we went to the concession stand or to the bathroom, man, it it brought tears to your eyes, but like gave you a warmth in your heart to know that your husband said that at one point about, you know, leaving a win factor here at Knoxville. Like, that's how you'll be remembered. You know what I mean? If you're on in the Hall of Fame over there on the win column.
Absolutely. And Jason left a legacy that is going to be remembered for years and years and years, long after he's gone, not only as a driver, but the team continuing on. And David Gravel heading to Knoxville and picking up another Nationals win for you guys. How big was that for you to have a driver to continue on and pick up that win for you guys?
Really, I mean, it was kind of, I don't know, it was, I don't know, it's a mixed emotion deal, I guess you could say. Like, as far as like the second win was super awesome to, you know, have Exalto on board and stuff like that. But at the same point, I guess that first win, just like I feel like I tell everybody, that first time you ever pull into the Knoxville Nationals, it's a whole different feeling than it'd ever be the second time going there. You get to meet the people and stuff like that, but it's just that first thing is like in awe. So I guess just then you know, in my shoes, I relived the night that he won, and it wasn't the same. I wasn't gonna, you know, I hugged David Gravel, but it wasn't my husband that won that race. So you're kind of torn with emotions, and then it was like you sat down at the end of the night thinking, oh my gosh, we pulled this off. Like, wow. Like, if I quit tomorrow, this is a wow factor, you know? So I was happy at that point that I just thought it was pretty phenomenal that, you know, Philip Dietz and I stayed together through this emotional roller coaster that we have going on, and that we won as a team together. We pulled it off. We won a second Knoxville for Jason Johnson Racing. So it was just pretty amazing, really.
Absolutely, and David Gravel, did a wonderful job with the team, and you guys, had some great success, like we said, picking up Knoxville Nationals, and now, David's moved on to the number 2 car, and you guys have a great little shoe in that car right now, in Carson Macedo. What a talented young man you have behind the wheel now. How has that gone? That progression, that changing drivers and getting that field as a team to get to where you guys are starting to see some more success.
Just like when we went, I think we got rained out or whatever, so we went as a test and tune session and stuff, and then Philip said, man, we got to step our game up, you know. He has not as many laps, you know, as what Jason had or even Gravel had. I mean, you got a kid that wheeled a bunch out in California, did the all-star deal, but like, you know, when you look at some of those guys, when you look at their stats, man, they ran hundreds more laps around Knoxville. So Philip's whole deal was that we get some more seat time and stuff under him. But I feel a lot of times when I look and watch that race car anymore with Carson Macedo behind the wheel, he has a lot of finesse and different abilities like Jason had. And I know a lot of people don't feel that or see that, but I think like you need to start watching him because he really does. I feel like in the past he maybe not I don't know, shined, I guess you could say, in a good word, in the fact that his car didn't handle all too well sometimes, and just different things, you know. And I feel like Philip's an ultimate crew chief out there and lives and breathes and eats this dirt 24/7 and always wants to make a faster car. So when we showed up for the outlaw race, that's what Philip gave him. And then we gave him, you know, Philip helped him, and he watched some videos and just different things to better himself. And I mean, to win back-to-back at Knoxville, I don't really ever see that happen for many people or teams. So I thought that was a huge confidence deal. And I feel like even though our results maybe are not showing it as a team, we've still been up there dang near every single night and stuff on this outlaw tour with all these good drivers.
Yeah, a prime example happens, the Houston's 50. Obviously, you guys started up front and had bad luck on that opening lap. And to see all of the teams come out to contribute to get that car ready to go and get back on the track, that's got to be something special too. To know that everyone that's it's not just Carson, it's not just you, but the love and the respect that everybody had for Jason. They still want to see you guys succeed each and every week.
Yeah, definitely. We were watching in the t-shirt trailer because we're parked off of 3 and 4 over there, and we were open during the races and stuff for the people that were cold or whatever they needed, and just to watch the Dirt Vision, with showing all those guys that went out with other crew shirts on and stuff, like definitely made me smile along with Jason's folks and stuff. That yeah, just it's amazing. It's amazing, and I hope they know the same. Like our team would pretty much take their shirt off their back, and we're all very giving people on our team. So like last night, well, for the last 3-4 years that they've been doing this Jackson Holler Parade, we never missed it. A lot of people thought, oh, well, there's not going to be that many people and this and that. But, when they asked us, we try to promote this sport. We love this sport. We want it to continue and stuff like that. And it just shows it, with all dang near 20 haulers in that parade last night, mainly World of Outlaw guys, did show up and support this whole Jackson Nationals deal that they got going on. And it's pretty cool to see the fans and the families pull together and be part.
Absolutely, that hauler parade is such a cool deal. It's seen a lot of video and pictures from out there. How cool is that to see all those fans lined up along the streets, sides of the streets, to see you guys just coming into town?
Yeah, that's it. So Philip's parents retired and stuff, and they really couldn't believe. Like they're like, "Wow, this is really cool," and just different things. But we got to experience it by going to Australia because Wade Onger would always do something pretty phenomenal over there to get the small towns out and about to see what Speedway was about, see what these fast sprint cars with wings were all about, and then to see, Jackson and stuff do the same thing and keep building it up to making it what it is this past night. It's pretty awesome. Come back to the track, you park. They had beer and barbecue and fed the teams and some music going on. And it was just a great atmosphere that we got to sit and hang out and talk to fellow competitors and fans and people that never been. And they wanted to come camp out for the next 3 nights here just to experience. And it was definitely really cool. Like I'm super proud to be part of something when you put a little more effort into making it more than just a race, making it an event.
And that's how we feel about this tonight, running the Jason Johnson Memorial here on iRacing with the Dirt Slingers Racing League. And we can't thank you enough for continuing to support this and letting our drivers, show off and to remember Jason. So, with that said, let's, everybody have a great time tonight. Bobby, thank you so much. We are looking forward to honoring Jason the best way we can. And we will be ready to go racing here in just a few minutes. Looking forward to seeing Carson in Victory Lane this weekend at Jackson.
That definitely make it sweeter memories for us around here. As it's been some tears today, a good bit of tears and all sorts. Memories are priceless. So everybody out there, make memories with your family, friends, because you just never know what life is gonna give you. So just enjoy each moment. He would always find the positive quote, for each day when he woke up, because, he had lost a sister but he was always about he'd have a couple of tears shed, but pretty much make the day count for what it is, because just never know. So we greatly appreciate you guys carrying on the legacy of the Jason Johnson Memorial Race, and we're happy to be part and help out as much as we can and try to keep stepping up the game up on iRacing and make it a way better deal as the years keep coming. I just got to work harder, but sometimes I'm pulled in other directions that I slack a little bit on some of it. But yeah, I'll keep working for it and try to make it better for you drivers.
We're looking forward to being a part of it. So thank you so much.
Yes, Bobby, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day, your schedule. We know you're at a track, and for us cartoon racers, I did air quotes, you couldn't see it, but thank you so much for joining us and being a part of this here tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having me, guys, very much. Greatly appreciated.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the great Bobby Johnson stepping in, taking a moment of her time. And Bobby, again, thank you for joining us, and we'll let you get focused here at your track, and we're going to carry things on here at Knoxville and iRacing.
Awesome.
All right, so Bobby Johnson getting in here tonight. Qualifying has started, and Jerry, you're in the booth with me here tonight, so thank you very much for joining me. Qualifying over just as soon as it started, and well, Jerry, we're getting ready to roll into our first heat race of the night. And Jerry has stepped out of the broadcast booth. Not sure where he went. So if you give me just a moment, I'm going to be by myself till he gets back. We are getting ready to roll into our first race of the night. So I am falling on my face here because I was not ready for Jerry to fall apart. But your Super Clean Products Qualifying Quick Time Award winner going to go to Tim Ryan in the 98 machine. He's going to start on the inside of the front row on his outside in the Fairway Mortgage BS Air Catch Fence Apparel Elbows Up Sim Sport from Millersburg, Pennsylvania. It's the 44 of Tyler Shell. Row number 2 in the Fast 4 Media JST Swindell Speed Lab Esports from Loomis, California. It's Rusty Kruger on his outside. In the M&M Painting and Construction Wicked Cushion, Brent Marks Sim Racing Team from York, Pennsylvania. It is none other than Jeremy Zarfos. Row number 3. Oh, as I hit the wrong button, things are going south here very quickly. It is Corey Wenzel in the 888 on his outside, the 33 of Jax Yawn. Row number 4 in the Superior Builder Beware Racing out of Iola, Kansas, the 32 of Buddy Ware. On his outside in the SKD King's Color and Chrome Tilly Lake Vet Fast Wings Team SKD driver from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, it's Scott King. Row number 5 in the Stacy's BSB Jerry's MRB out of Junction City, Kansas, it's Jacob Schmutz. On his outside, well, that's Tim Sims 2 in the 46. And I believe Tim Sims 2 here, I have
Kenny Douglas should be in
Kenny
Tim
Douglas,
Sims 2.
thank you very much. So here we go, green flag getting ready to come out, and away we go for heat race number 1, brought to you by Waggy and Casey, the I-55 lawyers. Tim Ryan in the 98 machine jumps out to the early lead, but the caution flag coming out very quickly here. And it looks like Buddy Ware in trouble here. Let's see if we can back this up and see what happened. Trouble going into the corner. Jeremy Zarfos in the 19 finding trouble very early in this one. Take another stab at getting a shot at what happened here. The 19 machine into the wall. Another car tumbling, flipping with him. And Jerry, heat race number 1 off to a rocky start for 2 drivers.
Absolutely, KR. Everybody racing hard to try to grab a win in tonight's Jason Johnson Memorial. These guys are starting right off the bat here in the heat race, having some trouble getting together, tearing the front wing off that car.
Lights are still on our pace truck. Tim Ryan, your quick time qualifier in the 98 machine. Out in front, right behind him, is Tyler Shell in the 85 machine. The 10 of Rusty Kruger right behind him. Jaxion in the 24. This caution getting ready to draw to a close. We're going to let our drivers loose once again. And Terry, the green flag about ready to come out. Been a long time since I got to talk to you. I love your voice, so why don't you call this green flag?
I'm lagging behind you here a couple seconds. I apologize. Trying to have a little bit of technical difficulty. I will get back to you. I'll let you go ahead and call this start. I'll be ready for heat race number 2 there, they are. Sorry about that.
All right. No problems. Internet being what it is, we are at the whims of the technological gods. And Right now, they are not shining favor on Jerry, but Tim Ryan in the 98 out to the early lead. Tyler Shell right behind him, single file on the top side for the moment. Rusty Kruger, Jack Sion, third and fourth. Scott King finding himself in fifth place. 10 laps here in heat race number 1. Everyone following this 98 machine. Let's go on board with Scott King. Finds himself in fifth place. Track is very fresh right now. Not a whole lot of laps turned on it. We've got a lot of cars here tonight, a lot of drivers trying to make it into the A main for the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial. Beautiful nose cam shot provided by Scott King. But right now, Tim Ryan finds himself out in front. Tyler Shell trying to make a run to the inside. Shell has the advantage for the moment. He's got that bottom lane working for him. Tim Ryan using the momentum on the outside. The 98 holding off Tyler Shell in the 85. But with 4 laps to go, going to be 3 this time around. Tim Ryan putting a big gap on Tyler Shell that lap. Ryan changing his line. He saw the 85 of Tyler Shell to his inside and changed his line up to accommodate the pressure from the 85. And now 2 laps to go here in heat race number 1. Tim Ryan down to the bottom, Shell on the high side. Ryan with a good run. He is holding on to that race lead. Your quick time qualifier putting himself out in front. Final lap here in heat race number 1, brought to you by Wiggy and Casey. Tim Ryan just needs to bring it home. Goes down to the bottom lane. Tyler Shell right there with him, closing in, but not enough. Tim Ryan going to pick up heat race number 1. Tyler Shell second, Rusty Kruger third, Jack John fourth, fifth goes to Scott King, Jacob Smutch sixth, Kenny Douglas seventh, Jeremy Zarfoth eighth, Corey Wenzel ninth, and Buddy Ware going to finish this one out. Now we move on to heat race number 2, brought to you by Wicked Cushion Esports. Let's get right into starting lineup for this one. On the inside of row number 1 in the Napa Auto Parts, Wicked Energy Gum. Slick Sim Sports driver from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's the 49 of David Heileman. On his outside in the Wicked Relief Gum, CBD 19 Designs Team SETI driver, teammate of mine, Warsaw, Indiana native. It's the 31 of Tyson Landis. Row number 2 in the Wilkie's Auto Service Handmade Motorsports Sim Team from Genesee, Wisconsin. It's Eric Wilkie. On his outside in the Forrest Wiggy I-55 Lawyer Machine UDSRA driver from St. Louis, Missouri, just on the other side of my state. It's the 73 of Larry Moody. Row number 3 will be Blaine Brink and Mr. Whiskers himself, the 91 of Ernie Williams. Row number 4, alwaysraceday.com, Netcode Esports from Bondurant, Iowa, the 71 of Josh Gerlach. On his outside in row number 4, the United Dirt Sim Series Sofa King out of Manchester, Pennsylvania. It's the 47 of Steven Vogslong. Row number 5 in the Raven Graphics DRN Wicked Cushion, a DRN driver from Spring, Texas, is Doyle Lowrance. On his outside, that is Tim Sims 3. And Jerry, I think you had the name for that one as well.
I sure do. That is Dakota Fote out of Lima, Ohio, piloting the Tim Sims number 3, number 93 tonight.
All right, there you go. And Jerry, are you ready to rock and roll? Because this pace truck is out of the way.
Absolutely. Looks like the 28 of Eric Wilkie ready to go as well. Hanging into the rear end of David Heileman just a little bit before they come to the green. Green flag waves, and Heileman wastes no time jumping out front here at Knoxville Raceway. Heileman with Tyson Landis in tow. Eric Wilkie, Larry Moody following him. They string out nicely now down into turns 3 and 4 here at the Knoxville Raceway for the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial, completing lap number 2. Heileman starting out front and taking off with the lead.
Tyson Landis finding himself in second place. Right behind him is the 13 of Eric Wilkie. Wilkie looking to the inside. Landis on the outside. Close quarters racing there. Battle for second place heating up. Same time that's going on, there is a big battle for third and fourth.
There sure is. Blaine Brink, Eric Wilkie, Ernie Williams Jr. all right there battling for third and fourth. Ernie Williams just slides down to the bottom. He'll try to look to the inside of Eric Wilkie now for the third spot. He'll slide back up, dive back down to the bottom. Nothing doing. Eric Wilkie now on the move, looking to the inside of Tyson Landis.
Down the backstretch, the battle for second gets hot. Wilkie with the slide job from the top to the bottom. Tyson Landis responds with a good run from the inside lane. But Landis has the spot for the moment. Wilkie gonna try to respond in kind down the backstretch. Meanwhile, Heileman loves seeing the slide job battle going on behind him. There was a rear view mirror in this sprint car. He could see that, but he is eyes forward and he is pulling away, gapping this field here in heat race number 2.
Here comes Ernie Williams Jr. looking to the inside of both Eric Wilkie and Tyson Landis. He'll grab the second straight spot. Wilkie will cross back over. He'll grab that spot back with Tyson Landis in tow. 3-car battle for second now.
Eileman just continues to lead with 2 laps to go this time around. The battle is heated up quite a lot. Contact between 3 cars. 3 cars tumbling. Ernie Williams involved, Eric Wilkie involved, and Tyson Landis also getting a big piece of that one. Heavy damage on these 3 cars.
Ernie Williams going for a wild ride as he hits the infield fence, bounces all the way to the outside fence. Yellow flag wave on this one. With 9 laps in, 1 remaining. Wow, what a big hit with those 3 cars that were racing so close, battling for that second and third spot.
Watching the replay here one more time. 3 cars all fighting for the same spot on the track. Wilkie looks like he ends up on his lid. Has to go to pit lane. That will be the end of the heat race for Wilkie. Tyson Landis and Ernie Williams able to continue on, but heavily damaged the 91 machine trying to pull on the pit road. Tyson Landis goes from a transfer spot to the tail end of this field. All of that going on behind our race leader, the 49 of David Heileman. He has the preferred spot for the moment here in this heat race.
Absolutely, but he has to hate that this has now bunched the field up back behind him. He'll have Blaine Brink right behind him on the restart here. But what heartbreak there for those 3 drivers, Ernie Williams Jr., Eric Wilkie, and Tyson Landis, as they, like you said, battling for transfer spots, trying to stay locked in to make it to tonight's A main. Now they got to try to do it through alphabet soup.
A lot of racing still to go here tonight in the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial here at Knoxville. Lights have gone out on the Chevy Silverado. David Heileman in the 49, your race leader. The 21 of Blaine Brink finds himself in second, and Larry Moody sitting in third. Heileman has to hold these guys off for about 2 more hard charging laps. We get ready to fire him off one more time. Pace truck going to pull to the inside. 49 machine waiting for the right time to grab some throttle. He makes a whole lot of noise and gets a big jump on the 21 of Blaine Brink.
Heileman pulls away right away in this one. Blaine Brink a distant second. He's got Larry Moody all over his tail tank. Those 2 battle for that second spot, while David Heileman stretches it out here on the final lap of the heat race number 2. Down to turns 3 and 4, one final time. Down to the checkered flag, give the win to Heileman. Brink will be second. Larry Moody comes home third. Those 3 transfer directly to tonight's Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial A main.
Top 2 drivers from each heat race going to go on to our Hillbilly High Banks pole dash. We're going to see the 49 and the 21 once again battle it out. Now we get ready for heat race number 3, brought to you by Edmund Trophy Company. Drivers taking to the grid for this one. let's get right into our starting lineup for our third heat race. Alex Bergeron on the inside of row number 1. On his outside from Dayton, Ohio, it's Cameron Merriman. Row number 2 in the Casey General Stores, Des Moines, Iowa driver, it's Jason Randolph. On his outside in the Schulte Motorsports, HOH Motorsports from Felton, Delaware, Curtis Merriman. Row number 3 in the Over the Wall Photography from Milford, Ohio, it's Jeffrey Stewart. In the Grand Garage GB Designs BGI Simsport from Owasso, Oklahoma, it's the 13 of Cody Kelly. Row number 4, Tyler Phil in the 00, and on his outside the 10 of Coulter West. Row number 5 in the Paints by Boyd BGI Simsport from Tahlequah, Oklahoma. That is the first time I've ever seen that. That is Colby Cooper. And Colby, I'm sorry I mispronounced your hometown. And Reese Wilhelm on his outside.
What a front row for this third heat race for the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial. Three-time world champion Alex Bergeron and Cameron Merriman set to bring them down. These two guys, no stranger to each other, no stranger to the Knoxville Raceway. This ought to be a fun one here at Knoxville Raceway.
Quick change in the lineup. Alex Bergeron not able to make it out on the track in time for this heat race. The Bergeron going to have to come through the soup. He is going to be hamstrung by whatever issue he has. Not a good start to his race. Third fastest qualifier here tonight, and not making the start for his heat race. That's going to put Jason Randolph and Cameron Merriman on the front row. The pace truck pulling in this time around. We're going to fire off this Edmund Trophy Company heat race number 3. And here we go. Once again, green flag is out. On the throttle we go.
Jason Randolph takes off with the early lead with Cameron Merriman in tow. Right behind Cameron Merriman, the 41 of Curtis Merriman, as they head down out of turns 3 and 4. Randolph looking good, but Cameron Merriman starting to close in. We head off into turns 1 and 2 once again. Here comes Merriman to the inside, down the front straightaway.
Merriman trying to make a move. Slide job for the race lead. It slams into that cushion with the right rear. Takes over the top spot. Merriman leads that lap. Jason Randolph trying to battle back right in the tire tracks. Randolph looking to the inside here, but doesn't get the run up off the corner. Merriman a little bit straighter that time. A little bit higher as well through 3 and 4. And now taking the clear advantage here in the third heat race.
Cameron Merriman wearing out the cushion here at Knoxville Raceway with 4 laps in. This time he'll go to the bottom, pull that slider line, slides up to the top of the track, down to turn number 4, down the front straightaway with Jason Randolph in tow. Jeffrey Stewart runs third. Curtis Merriman currently in 4th. Cody Kelly in that 5th spot, trying to close in on this group.
Coulter West finds himself in 6th place, but a slide job back at the back. Colby Cooper trying to battle with Tyler Fell in 6th or 7th and 8th spot. Good battle going on there, but race at the front with 4 laps to go. This time by the 17 of Cameron Merriman holds on to the race lead.
Merriman out by about 0.7 of a second over Jason Randolph right now. Jeffrey Stewart still in that 3rd and final transfer spot. Those 3 looking good right now as Curtis Merriman trying to close in on Stewart as laps wind down. Just 2 laps remaining in this third heat race for the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial. Right now, Jeffrey Stewart trying to hang on to that 3rd and final transfer spot. He's got Curtis Merriman all over that rear tail tank.
Stewart in the 72 machine, the BS Air beautifully colored machine, moving on to 3rd spot. White flag coming out. Curtis Merriman trying to find a way around him, looking to the inside. Merriman with a good run down the backstretch. Might have something here as he pulls the slider line Stewart to the inside. Merriman going to win the heat race. Randolph in second. Jeffrey Stewart going to score fourth as Curtis Merriman did get him just at the line.
How about that? Curtis Merriman getting him right at the stripe to pick up that third and final transfer spot.
Now we move on to heat race. Number 4. Sorry, losing count here. The Sign It Up signs and banners heat race number 4. Let's get right into starting lineup for this one. On the inside of row number 1, that is none other than the Roofco Wicked Energy Elbows Up Sim Sport driver from Franklin, Pennsylvania. It's Braden Eiler in the 5. On his outside, in the Wicked Energy Gum Elbows Up Sim Sport from New Paris, Ohio, the tuna can himself, the 79 of Billy Rowley. Row number 2 will be the 20 of Jordan Maherter, and on his outside, the 22 of Alex Strzinski. Row 3 will be the SSR Elite from Indianapolis, Indiana. It's Michael Berthay. On his outside, Jake Erickson. Row number 4 will be Dakota Kuhn and Bob Raimondo. Row 5 will be Aiden Berline and the DSRL DRN Tim Sims General Tires Wicked Cushion Raw Power Motorsports from Edmond, Oklahoma. Roger Wagner, but Roger missing the call to the grid for this heat race.
Hate seeing Roger not make it, but I'll tell you what, this has ought to be a good one. One of my guys that I really have enjoyed watching racing as I'm learning the iRacing stuff, Alex Strzinski in the number 22 car tonight, looking to make a run and make his way into tonight's Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial. He'll start outside row number 2. Let's keep an eye on number 22 as the field comes down through turns 3 and 4. We'll see the pace truck pull off, and we'll get ready to go green here at Knoxville Raceway.
Side by side we go for heat race number 4. Top 2 drivers go to the Hillbilly Highbanks pole dash as the green flag comes out. Braden Eiler with a clear advantage on that jump. He takes the race lead, but for how long is Billy Rowley in the 79 to his inside?
Eiler bounces off the backstretch wall with Billy Rowley in tow. Dakota Kuhn currently runs 3rd. Alex Strzinski in 4th, working that bottom side of the racetrack, trying to make up some ground to get into that top 3 to make a transfer. Looks like that cushion starting to go away here in Knoxville, starting to get really thin at the top of the racetrack.
Drivers using that right rear to maybe bounce off the wall just a little bit, get an extra bite as Strzinski gets around the 25 of Michael Berthay. They have a slow car. That is Jordan Maherter. Jordan off the pace here through 1 and 2. Braden Eiler continues to lead. Billy Rowley trying to hold him in check and keep him honest.
Battle for that 3rd and final transfer spot starting to heat up. Dakota Kuhn has it. Here comes Alex Strzinski down to the inside. They'll battle side by side down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Strzinski down at the bottom. He'll slide up and grab the spot from Dakota Kuhn. Give 3rd to Alex Strzinski.
23 machine moving into 3rd spot, but the battle isn't over just yet. The 95 isn't done with him. He wants that transfer spot. He is looking to his inside, tries to pull down on the front stretch. Doesn't have it just yet, but he is within striking distance. Wheel to wheel racing through 1 and 2.
Dakota Kuhn and Alex Strzinski putting on a show here at Knoxville Raceway. Kuhn gets into the wall just a little bit. That's going to allow Strzinski to get away by about 5 car lengths.
3 laps to go here in our 4th heat race of the night. Kuhn tags the wall coming off of turn 2. That gives more room to Strzinski. Braden Eiler continuing to lead. He's going to change things up. He's going to run the slider line through 1 and 2. Billy Rowley still trying to give chase. Rowley running out of time to close the gap, and Eiler doing all he can to stretch it out further. White flag, final time around here in heat race number 4. Braden Eiler through 1 and 2. Just has to hit his marks to bring this one home. down to the bottom through 3 and 4, touches the inside, almost hits the wall, saves it, comes across the line as the winner here in heat race number 4. Billy Rowley gonna finish in second, Alex Szerzynski third, and Dakota Kuhn in fourth.
What a great battle in that one for that third and final transfer spot between Szerzynski and Rowley. Ended up Szerzynski picking up the spot. We'll head on to heat race number 5 here at Knoxville Raceway.
Let's get right into the starting lineup for our personal evolution company heat race number 5. On the inside, in the Epic Media, Spider Wilkes, American Dirt Motorsports driver from Dubuque, Iowa. It's Sean Timmerman. On his outside, in the UDTV, Tim Sims, number 90 machine, Black Diamond Motorsports driver. It's Trevor Royer. Row number 2 in the KSB Builders, out of Springfield, Illinois. It's the 56 of Randy Shrevis. Hope I said that right. Sorry for the delay. On his outside, in the 48, that is another Tim Sims driver. And Jerry, you got to let us know who that one is.
That's the Chief Hillbilly himself out of Lima, Ohio, driving the Tim Sims number 48 tonight. That is Tim Nichols.
Tim Nichols in the 48. Thank you very much. On the inside of row number 3 in the 7 machine, that's going to be Carlin Cure. On the outside of row 3 in the Brazen Firearms, U.S. Navy, Quad City, Illinois driver, it's Jordan Eder. Row number 4 in the Cognitive Warriors, Wicked Energy Gum, Team SETI driver from New York, New York. It is Matthew Henniger. On his outside in the 88, that is Garrett Boyd. And not making it to the grid is Colby Collins in the 60. Your personal
Bubba Henninger having a great run earlier this week over at the Lima Land Motorsports Park and with another event. Looking to see if he can do the same thing here tonight at Knoxville Raceway, starting deep in this 5th heat race here at the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial.
Heat race number 5, your personal evolution company, stacked up 2 by 2, side by side, nose to tail, down the backstretch for the final time before we release these drivers here at the famed Knoxville Raceway here in Iowa. We get ready. Sean Timmerman on the inside, looking for an advantage, running very close to the 90 of Trevor Royer. Royer trying to stay tight to him. Timmerman on the throttle first, gets a good jump. Royer to the high side. Timmerman to the high side. Royer has a mirror full of Randy in the 56.
Randy Shreves in the 56 trying to cut up to the second spot so he can not have to worry about Carlin Cure behind him and Tim Nichols. Great battle back there for 3rd and 4th right now. They're here in heat race number 5.
Carlin Cure sawing on the wheel as he pulled a slider. The 56 pulls down to his inside. Randy Shreves has the 3rd spot for the moment, but Carlin Cure in that 7 right there. Sean Timmerman taking full advantage of that preferred starting spot. He is pulled away just a little bit over Trevor Royer, who's sitting in 2nd.
Carlin Cure working, and he throws a slide job on Randy Shreves for that 3rd spot and take the spot at least briefly. Shreves will battle back to the inside. Carlin Cure having a great season in the Wicked Energy Gum 410 series earlier this year on Dirt Slingers Racing League. We'll see if Carlin Cure can hang on to that 3rd and final transfer spot. And he's battling hard with Randy Shreves, who throws another slider right back on Carlin Cure.
Cure in the 4th. He goes to the high side. The 56 slider line, that Sofa King machine in a 3rd spot, final transfer spot. And he's looking for a little bit more, trying to close the gap on Trevor Royer. But quickly running out of time, Sean Timmerman in the 24. That Epic Media machine finds itself out in front, running high, wide, and handsome down the backstretch.
Can't take my eyes off this battle back here in 3rd and 4th. Carlin Cure settles down just a little bit, stays up high, continues to use that momentum to close back in on Shreves, who's using the slider line, trying to gain in on Trevor Royer, but it's allowing Carlin Cure to close back in the number 7 car.
3 laps to go for Sean Timmerman as they cross the line. The battle is still intense for this final transfer spot, the 56 and the 7. letting it all hang out. Everyone knows what's at stake here in this Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial, and they want the best spot that they can get. Side-by-side racing here at Knoxville. The 7 of Carlin Kier with a good run through the middle of the corner. Can he capitalize on it? The 56 goes down to the bottom, runs to the top side. Carlin Kier going to try and pull down low, but gets a little too far sideways. That slows him up. White flag for Sean Timmerman.
Randy Shreves has been using that slider line over in 3 and 4. He's able to get away from Carlin Kier for just a little bit, but Kier able to run him back down in 1 and 2. Coming down at 2, take the checkered flag. Who's it going to be?
Sean Timmerman picks up the win. Trevor Royer in second. Randy Shreves third. Carlin Kier fourth. Jordan Eater, Garrett Boyd, Matthew Henniger, and Tim Nichols rounding out our heat race number 5. Now we move on to our D main event, brought to you by Dirty Dick's Racewear. Top 5 drivers going to move into the C main here for this one. Let's get right into our starting lineup for this one. A lot of big names here in our D main. Row number 1 on the inside is the 19 of Jeremy Zarfos. On his outside, Tyson Landis. If you remember, Zarfos and Landis both found trouble in their heat races as they were putting on a good show each one. Row number 2, Colby Cooper in the Paints by Boyd BGI out of Oklahoma. On his outside, that is Jake Erickson. Row number 3, that's the 48 of Tim Nichols himself. And on his outside in the 888, that's Corey Wenzel. Row number 4 on the inside will be Eric Wilkie in the 13 machine and Alex Bergeron. Row 5 will be Jordan Maherter and Colby Collins. Row 6 will be Buddy Ware and Ernie Williams. Row number 7 will be Reese Wilhelm and Roger Wagner, but Reese Wilhelm, Roger Wagner, and Colby Collins not making it to the grid here for our D main.
KR, some big names in the back of this one looking to battle their way through to grab one of these transfer spots out of tonight's 10 laps D main to try to make their way into the C. Alphabet soup looking pretty thick here tonight at the Knoxville Raceway.
Lights have gone out on the Chevy Silverado. We get ready to let them loose here in the D main. Top 5 drivers going to advance to the C. We're going to keep an eye on who ends up in 5th place. You said it. A lot of big names here in this D main. A lot of hard work to go for these drivers, but only 5 are going to make it into the C main, and then they got to battle once again. That mentality of never quit, never give up is going to be on display here tonight. Jeremy Zarfos in the 19 stabs the throttle, gets a good jump on Tyson Landis. They go 1 and 2 into turns 1 and 2.
Heck, we're nice so far, guys.
Having a good time. Roger Wagner in the booth with us as this D main gets hot and heavy. We got one in the wall. That was a 41 machine. Not sure who tagged the wall there.
Looked like the 14 of Erickson bouncing off the wall there right in front of several cars.
Hey, quick side note, guys. I forgot to tell you guys this prior to, but there's a whole lot of little things going on here. We're going to have a back row challenge. I'll come up during the warm-up session and explain that. But right now, we got the hamburger challenge going on out here. Tim Nichols and Matthew Henninger have a wager for a cheeseburger. Whoever advances the furthest for the night must have a cheeseburger bought for them by whoever loses this bet. And right now, it looks like it's a $250 cheeseburger on the line. Just a heads up about all the crazy stuff going on during the Jason Johnson Memorial tonight.
Holy smokes, that cheeseburger has got to be outstanding to cost $250.
I have no idea. I know I got a call telling me that I put my foot in my mouth, and I was hoping to put a cheeseburger there instead, but now it's going to cost me $250 to buy this guy a cheeseburger if I can't beat him tonight. And I got the whole thing explained, and I was flabbergasted. at a $250 cheeseburger.
Speaking of flabbergasted, the 12 machine of Alex Bergeron, who started deep in this D main, now finding himself out in front. He has Jeremy Zarfos trying to track him down, but Bergeron, who missed the heat race, has a lot of work cut out for him here, and Roger Wagner stepping in and giving us some intel here. And thank you very much, Roger, for stopping by, saying hello. We're going to probably hear from him a couple more times throughout the night, but Bergeron out in front with 3 laps to go here in the D main.
Like Roger was talking about, Tim Nichols in the 48, having to crack the top 5 to be able to make a transfer. Right now, he's a long ways away from that, clear back in 9th. Not looking good for the Chief Hillbilly here at the Knoxville Raceway.
Battle for the transfer spot, hot and heavy. Eric Wilkie in the 13 machine has Corey Wenzel on his outside. Tyson Landis there as well. They're going to get the white flag this time around. Bergeron takes it. Jeremy Zarfos in second. Ernie Williams sitting in third. And then we have the battle between Tyson Landis, Wilkie, and Wenzel as Bergeron works his way off of turn number 4. He looks at the checkered flag. He cleanly picks it up. Ernie Williams moving into second, and Jeremy Zarfos third, Tyson Landis fourth, Eric Wilkie going to get fifth. Corey Wenzel was fourth, Tyson Landis sixth. So all of that changing very quickly. Timing and scoring couldn't even keep up.
Looked real interesting there in that finish as they came out of 4 for the 4th and 5th spot. We'll have to wait for race control to make a decision on that, but we'll move on to tonight's C main here for the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial at the Knoxville Raceway.
Moving in to the starting lineup for our C main, brought to you by Scott King Designs. On the inside of row number 1, that is Jacob Schmutz out of Junction City, Kansas. On his outside, Doyle Lowrance from Spring, Texas. That is row number 1. Row number 2 going to be Coulter West, an Indianapolis, Indiana driver, Michael Berthay. Row number 3 will be the 88 of Garrett Boyd, and on his outside will be Tim Sims 2, which I believe you said was Kenny Douglas.
You got it.
There you go. Kenny Douglas on the outside of row number 3. Row 4 will be Tim Sims 3, and this one I do not remember.
That is Dakota Fote in the Tim Sims 3, number 93 tonight.
All right, and on his outside will be Tyler Phil in the 00. Row number 5 will be Bob Raimondo and the 97 of Matthew Henniger, who is already made it further than Tim Nichols.
He's got to be licking his chops thinking about that $250 cheeseburger right now.
Row 6 is going to be our D main winner, Alex Bergeron, and Ernie Williams in the 91. Row 7, Jeremy Zarfos and Corey Wenzel. And row 8 will be Eric Wilkie. Your C main, top 5 drivers, going to see them transfer into the B. Again, another heavily stacked main event. A lot of drivers trying to get out of this one. Be watching Alex Bergeron as he came deep from the D main. Can he make it through the C here? Going to get harder as the night rolls on, and man, oh man, here we go. Jacob Schmutz on the inside of row number 1 for this start. Doyle Lowrance on his outside, stacking them up. Green flag coming out. Schmutz gets away cleanly. The 10 machine of Coulter West sliding into second.
Ernie Williams Jr. back there as well, trying to make his way up through the field to get us the top 5 out of the C main. Trouble right down the front straightaway. Looks like Williams may have caught a little bit of it. We'll have to wait for the replay to see what happened there.
Doyle Lowrance in trouble very early here. Let's back this up just a little bit, see if we can't figure out what happened to the driver. Out of shape on the start, struggling to get it back underneath him. Finally settles it down the back stretch, and he is going to get into the wall. He collects Ernie Williams and the 00 of Tyler Phil. Lowrance going up and over, lands on all 4s, settles it down, and decides he's had enough. We'll take another look at this one. Let's go on board. with Tim Fuel? Question mark?
Files?
Tim Fuel on his front wing, and you see he gets into the wall a little bit there and holds on to it in this Tim Sims 2 racing machine. Man, I wish I could remember all these guys.
Tim Sims 2 is Kenny Douglas. Hey, just had Tim Nichols pop into the booth over here at the Hillbilly High Banks. He let us know that, yeah, Matt may have won the bet. Tim's not that big on cheeseburgers anyway, but he's going to head to Hamburger Mary's and grab him one later on.
There you go. Man, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't have never turned down a nice little cheeseburger no matter where it came from, except for McDonald's. I got a thing against them. But Jacob Schmutz right now out in front of the C-Main. Coulter West sitting in second. Michael Birthday third. Fourth goes to Garrett Boyd. And then our fifth and final transfer spot going to Douglas.
Kenny Douglas right now in the Tim Sims 2. Dakota Fote in the Tim Sims 3. Ernie Williams will restart this race without that front wing. That's going to make it hard for that car to turn. Going to be a very tight race car. We'll see how he does as we go back to green. We got trouble right away. That 46 of Kenny Douglas up into the fence again, bunching everybody up behind him. That allows several drivers to start making their way through.
Schmutz taking advantage of the action going on behind him. The battle for second between Birthday and Coulter West. Hot and heavy. Birthday comes out in second. Garrett Boyd now finds himself in third. Coulter West in fourth, and Bergeron starting deep in this one, winning this D-Main, finding himself in a fifth spot as the yellow flag is going to come out once again, and the 46 has found himself in trouble. Let's see if we can't back this up and get a look at what has happened to the bright yellow 46 machine. Kenny Douglas in the 46 goes into turns 1 and 2. Tags that inner berm, gets into the driver on his outside, spins around, faces the wrong way, and that's enough to bring out the caution.
Kenny having a great run earlier this year at the actual Lima Land Motorsports Park inside a dirt truck. Still getting the feel of these high-powered sprint cars, though, on iRacing. Kenny looking to get better each and every week. Every time he's behind the wheel, they've been trying to get some practice here at the Hillbilly High Banks. We look forward to seeing him again later as the season progresses.
Got King Designs C-Main, just 3 laps old, 12 laps, our total racing distance here. Jacob Schmutz out in front. Big news, Alex Bergeron, your D-Main winner, in a transfer spot, and he is going to be looking for more. Quite a few laps to go here still in this C-Main. Top 5 drivers going to make it into the B-Main here tonight. Once they get through the C-Main, they still have to battle through the B-Main. So this night is not done for 5 of these drivers. Everyone else going to have to pack up and head home, as Kenny Douglas, Doyle Lowrance, and Matthew Henniger already on the trailer, getting that early jump, trying to get out of the traffic here at Knoxville. As the pace truck pulls off, Jacob Schmutz in control of the field. He makes some more noise as he gets on the throttle, and away we go once again.
Alex Bergeron in that number 12 machine heads to the inside. He'll try to close in on Garrett Boyd and Michael Birthday. Ernie Williams Jr. again having a heck of a time keeping the number 91 machine underneath him without that front wing. He's trying to battle his way up if he can, but he's now losing spots to the other drivers.
Birthday into third, following in the tire tracks of Schmutz, but on the outside, Coulter West with a good run. Trying to take over the top spot down the front stretch. West ripping that lip. And here comes Alex Bergeron into third. He has got some speed running that high side, pulls it down low. Schmutz right there, and he makes quick work of Schmutz. Bergeron moves into second.
The 3-time world champion Alex Bergeron on the move in that number 12 machine. He sets his sights on your race leader, Coulter West. He'll now pull to the inside. out of turn number 4. He'll grab the lead now as they head off into turns 1 and 2.
West stays to the high side. Bergeron working the bottom run down the back stretch. Bergeron has the race lead. West wants to take it back, but he is in a transfer spot into the B main. We're going to have 4 laps to go this time. Your 5 transfer drivers right now. Bergeron, West, Schmutz, Jeremy Zarfos making his way through from the D main as well. He sits in 4th, and Michael Birthday right behind there in the final transfer spot.
Alex Bergeron, after missing the grid for his heat race, going through the alphabet soup in the lead here in tonight's C-Main for the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial. Coulter West currently 2nd. Jeremy Zarfus right now in 3rd. Jacob Schmutz in 4th. Michael Birthday in 5th. Birthday's got a lot of company right behind him.
Right behind him is the 13 of Eric Wilkie. Corey Wenzel in the 888 trying to battle his way into this one as well. He still has to get around the 75 machine. Bergeron takes the white flag. Final lap. Here we go. Slide job from the 13 on the 888. He's going to hold him off, moves him up to the high side. Wilkie in 6th. He's got to get around Birthday. Bergeron's going to pick up the win. Coulter West, Jeremy Zarfos, 2nd and 3rd. 4th place goes to Jacob Schmutz and Michael Birthday, your final transfer spot here in the C-Main.
Birthday hanging on over a hard charging Eric Wilkie and Corey Wenzel at the end of that one. Now we head to B-Main action here as part of the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial.
Your B-Main tonight brought to you by Dirty Girl Racewear. And if memory serves me correctly, we have 15 drivers transferred out of the heat races. That means we're going to have 9 drivers transfer out of the B main. Let's get right into our starting lineup for this B main. Jax Yon on the inside of row number 1. Josh Gerlach on his outside. Row 2 will be Jeffrey Stewart in the 72 and Dakota Kuhn in the 95. Row 3 will be the 7 of Carlin Cure and Scott King out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Row 4 will be Steven Vogslong and Cody Kelly. Row 5 will be Aiden Berline and Jordan Eater. Row 6, your D and C main winner, Alex Bergeron. On his outside, Coulter West. Jeremy Zarfos in row number 7 on the inside, and on his outside, Jacob Schmutz. And the final starting spot going to Michael Birthday in the 75 machine.
This is where things are going to get really tough for guys like Bergeron, West, and Zarfus. Schmutz and Birthday to challenge their way through to make it into tonight's A main. Everybody looking to grab one of these 9 transfer spots. But there's 15 cars, only 9 of them can make it. Let's see who can get it done here in tonight's B main.
Jackson in the 24, the 71 of Josh Gerlach on the front row for this start. Lights are out on the Chevy Silverado. Your Dirty Girl Racewear B main getting ready to fire off. And this is going to be one for the books. This is for the final few spots into the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial here at Knoxville. Here we go. Green flag is out. The 24 with a huge jump gets a great start, and he's going to go right to the bottom here at this Knoxville track that is starting to really slick off.
Jack John trying to make short work of this field, getting away here in the Dirty Girl Racewear B main. Great battle back behind him. Colton, Carlin Cure, Josh Gerlach, Dakota Kuhn, all back there battling for the 3rd spot. Alex Bergeron already up to 8th after starting 11th in this one.
Bergeron trying to work the bottom to the inside he goes. He has got a whole lot of traffic in front of him. Scott King in the 118 machine just ahead of him, and Jeffrey Stewart in 3rd place. Right now, Dakota Kuhn flashing in and out, messing with my time in the scoring. So Kuhn in third, Stewart in fourth. Got King finding himself in fifth spot, but Bergeron trying to take it away as he is going to rip the lip through 1 and 2, and he's going to make it into fifth place.
Bergeron charging through the field, but keep an eye on that 7 car, Carlin Cure, out front trying to get into the front spot as he is currently in second. But here comes Bergeron. They're nearly 4 wide out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. What a great battle throw, blanket over your top 6 cars.
Bergeron says to heck with the bottom. He goes to the top side, tried to take the lead from fifth spot. Third place is all he gets, but he's not done just yet. Side-by-side racing. They're going to go 3 wide. Bergeron with a little tap from Jax Yawn. Everyone gathers it back in. Carlin Cure takes the race lead here in the Dirty Girl Racewear B main.
Carlin Cure in the 7 going to try to check out on these guys if he can. But he's got some great cars behind him in Jack Yawn, Aiden Beerline, Alex Bergeron, and Dakota Kuhn, all trying to battle each other to get up to second and set their sights on race leader Carlin Cure.
Berline with a great charge here in this B main finds himself in second place trying to track down Carlin Cure. Cure down on the bottom. Berline on the top side. He has found something that is working for him, and he is going to take over the race lead, ripping the lip through 3 and 4.
Aiden Beerline on the move, and he's got Alex Bergeron in tow. Bergeron will try to slice down underneath Beerline now. Down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2. 10 laps in. 2 remaining here in tonight's Dirty Girl Racewear B main.
Bergeron battling for the race lead. Mentally, he has got to start being exhausted as he has been in the D main. Won that. The C main. Won that. Now he's trying to win the B main. Aiden Berline just trying to get through this B main and has the race lead, and yellow flag going to come out. I believe Scott King in the 118 has found some problems here tonight. Let's see if we can back this up and find out what happened. Didn't go quite far enough that time. Here we go one more time. Down the backstretch. The 118 into the corner. Michael Berthay going to give him a little bit of a tap. And the 118 gets turned sideways as they both tried to stuff it into the bottom.
Tiny Dancer getting sideways, coming to a stop, bringing out the caution flag here at the Knoxville Raceway. Just as things are starting to heat up front in the battle for the lead. Aiden Beerline holds it. Alex Bergeron wants it with just 3 laps remaining in this Dirty Girl Racewear B main.
So as the field is tucked in nice and safe behind the pace truck, everyone looking for a little bit of grip out there under yellow here. Get a good shot at the track, get a good view of it at a slow speed, maybe try and plan a move. But Bergeron finding himself in second, right behind Aiden Berline. Carlin Cure third, fourth Dakota Kuhn, and Jeremy Zarfos in the final transfer spot. In a transfer spot. He has also been working his way through the D, the C, and now in the B. 9 drivers transferring out of this one into the A main here tonight at Knoxville.
Cody Kelly looks like he'll restart on the bubble in this one. Currently in that 9th and final transfer spot, he's got Coulter West, Josh Gerlach, Michael Berthay, Jacob Schmutz, and Stephen Vogelsong trying to chase him down. We'll be keeping an eye on that battle along with out front Aiden Beerline. Still, you're going to be your leader. Alex Bergeron looking to grab another main win. Like you said, he's won everything in alphabet soup so far. Let's see if he can do it again here in the Dirty Girl Racewear B main.
Gonna take the green flag with 3 laps to go. Stack up just a little bit, but everyone sorts it out. Away we go once again. Everyone to the high side except Dakota Kuhn trying to work the bottom. Down the backstretch, Berline to the inside, slides up to the top. Bergeron going to respond. He pulls his car down low. Bergeron in some grip down there at the bottom. He's got a charge for the lead.
Bergeron will slide up in turns 1 and 2. He'll take the lead, at least briefly. Now he starts to pull away from Aiden Beerline. As they head off into turns 3 and 4, Beerline right back to the tail tank of the number 12 machine. They'll try to battle down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2 once again.
Final time around here in the Dirty Girl Raceware B main. Final lap. Bergeron out in front. He's won all of the mains so far, and it looks like he's going to pull it off once again here in the B main. Aiden Beerline going to cross the line in second. Carlin Cure third. Fourth place going to Dakota Kuhn. Jeremy Zarfos fifth. Jax Yon sixth. Seventh, Jeffrey Stewart. Coulter West eighth. And Cody Kelly in the final transfer spot.
What a great B main. What a great run so far by Alex Bergeron, as he now finds himself with a starting spot in tonight's Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial A main.
All right, so drivers starting to make their way out. I believe this is going to be a little bit of a warm-up session. Roger mentioned something. Don't remember what he said. But with that being said, guys, now looks like a perfect time to step away and do our national anthem. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more racing action here on the Dirt Racing Network.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial continues on here at Knoxville. Drivers are in a little bit of a warm-up session, and we got Roger Wagner in the booth with us to explain what's going to happen next.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. We are going to have our pole dash, the top 2 from each heat race will come out. We have done a random invert number. Drivers will get lined up. They will run 6 laps. That is how they will line up for the feature, with the exception of one tiny little twist. Winner of the event tonight is scheduled to win $100. But if anyone that finishes in the top 6 drivers in our pole dash tonight elects to take the Wicked Cushion Back Row Challenge, they will go start Shotgun Charlie on the field. Once we do our 4 wide, and if they can win this event from the back, they'll be given a $300 bonus for the Back Row Challenge. Once we start the event, we will run the first 16 laps right here in the warm-up session. Stop the cars on track, take down the order manually, give them an open red, time to work on the car, time to change the fuel, and we will get ready to run the last 25 laps in the race session. All caution laps will not count. Should be a pretty exciting event. After 41 laps, we will have a Jason Johnson for hashtag Forever 41 Memorial Champion, and we'll get you guys to do the top 3 interviews.
Now, Roger, I know it's a little late, but can I get in this race?
No. You got a job, and I need you to stick with it for me, okay?
All right, I got you. But
doing an awesome job.
it can't be that hard. They're just going out there turning left.
All right, I will be back in Racing Show if you guys need anything. Holler at me. Otherwise, guys, enjoy the show. We're having a lot of fun tonight.
That we are. Thank you very much, Roger, for stepping up in the booth and letting us know what's going down next. And man, Jerry, I don't know if you heard that. $300 bonus to the driver who can come from the back to the front to win this one.
That's going to be interesting, because whoever it's going to be is going to have to contend with Alex Bergeron already starting from mid-pack.
You're not lying there. Bergeron has been one of our 2 drivers who has made it through all of the alphabet soup. Jeremy Zarfos, I believe, being the only other driver who has come from the D main. Those 2 drivers are going to get a bit of a breather, a much-deserved breather. We get ready to go to our Hillbilly High Banks pole dash. Several drivers starting to make their way onto the grid. A random draw. You heard it from Roger. Here we go. Let's see how they're going to line up. Not sure who is going to be where just yet. Like we said, it is a random draw, so I'm going to do my best to try and bring you starting lineup for this one. Tim Ryan winning heat race number 1. John Timmerman winning his heat race. That is in the 5. Braden Eiler, another heat race winner. The 49 to David Heileman picking up a heat race win. I believe Cameron Merriman in the 17 won his heat race as well. As they try and fit all the cars into this starting lineup. Looks like Tim Ryan, Braden Eiler on the front row. Cameron Merriman, David Heileman, Tim Ryan, Tyler Schell in the 85. Move on to the 21 of Blaine Brink, and then the 47 of Jason Randolph. Then we have Billy Rowley and Trevor Royer bringing up the final row here for the Hillbilly High Banks pole dash. And oh man, 10 drivers to set the first 5 rows for the hashtag Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial. 6 laps. Get ready, folks, because here we go. Green flag comes out. Braden Eiler stumbles on the start. David Heileman going to try and make it 3 wide, but Cameron Merriman moves into second spot as the 24 of Sean Timmerman out to the early lead.
Timmerman will lead over Cameron Merriman, and David Heileman working the inside. Looks like the number 5 of Braden Eiler trying to charge his way through as well. Great battles all throughout the field in this Hillbilly High Banks pole dash.
Timmerman leading lap number 2. Cameron Merriman trying to track him down in the 17. These are all of your heat race winners and the drivers who finished in second. They're battling for the first 5 row starting spots. Braden Eiler to the inside of Merriman. Merriman pulls back to his inside as Eiler washes up a little bit. And Merriman holding on to the top spot for the moment. We're going to start lap number 4 this time around.
Eiler and Merriman battling, allows Sean Timmerman to get away just a little bit in this one here. Lap number 5 coming up as they come down to the line. Running out of time as Braden Eiler trying to close in on Sean Timmerman.
Through turns 1 and 2, Timmerman has the lead. Eiler trying to find a way around. Could be the final lap if math serves me right. Timmerman across the line, the 24, going to pick up the win. Braden Eiler finishing in second, and that is all I know. I believe Merriman was third. All right, so there we go. Hillbilly High Banks Pole Dash done and over with. Now we have just a few more moments, and Jerry, it's been a hot minute since we got to talk DSRL, putting the weekly show on pause so that real racing can commence. And with that being said, how are you doing in your track announcing?
Well, luckily we've had some rainouts the last couple weeks because I unfortunately ended up injured after a personal accident back on June 6th. I ended up in the hospital for a couple weeks, just now bouncing back and back on my feet. Hoping this weekend to get back in the booth at Lima Land Motorsports Park tomorrow night. Weather not looking good. We'll see how it goes. And the same thing on Saturday down at Shady Bowl Speedway in DeGraff, Ohio. Been a wild couple weeks for me, but definitely glad to be back at it. How about you, KR? How's things going in your neck of the woods?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm leading the points in my class. The putting the pause on DSRL, a lot of drivers race both here in iRacing and in real life, and full swing here in the United States for our dirt season, and having the opportunity to step out of the booth and focus more on my race car has really put me in a good spot. This week I took over the points lead and I got 1 win on the season and looking to tack on a couple more.
Well, good on you, man. Glad to hear you're having a successful season in your race car. I had my race truck out back on June 5th, the night before my accident, up at the Oakshade Raceway in Wasion, Ohio. Definitely had a top 5 truck, just didn't have a top 5 driver, as I ended up coming home 6th after making a late race mistake, but had a blast. First time back in behind the wheel of my dirt track truck in over 4 years. So looking forward to hopefully doing it again here real soon.
All right, I got to ask. Dirt track truck. That's not something I have personally witnessed, but tell me about that.
Well, up until a few seasons ago, Waynesville Raceway Park in Waynesville, Ohio, ran a 4-cylinder truck class. Got growing, was doing really good. Then Waynesfield got away from a weekly program. A buddy of mine who raced stock cars for years decided he was going to start a series for him to try to keep the trucks going, because there's a lot of guys with trucks that want to race. But he's got us traveling a little bit all over the state of Ohio and even over in Indiana a couple times. And a lot of guys are getting involved in it, and we've opened it up a little bit. There's actually another series down in southern Ohio that runs V6s that we allow, that they got to be a little more stock. And it's been fun. It's a blast. You know, it's rear-wheel drive, even though it's 4 and 6 cylinders. And well, they got a lot of power. We're allowed to soup them up a little bit. Weight is only 2,400 pounds, so we can lighten them up and definitely have some fun with them.
Well, Jerry, tough break on having your accident. I heard a little bit about it, and man, I can't imagine how much that hurt. But glad that you're here tonight for this Forever 41, as it looks like drivers who have made it into the A main are going to get a chance to roll out. We're going to line them up, and we're going to let them go for the first few laps here.
Going to be interesting to see if any driver elects to go to the tail of this one to take that back row challenge and possibly pick up an additional $300 as drivers come out here for tonight's Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial A Main at the virtual Knoxville Raceway.
So Sean Timmerman in the 24 going to take over the top spot. Braden Eiler should start on his outside. Then it's Cameron Merriman, Tyler Shell, David Heileman, Trevor Royer. That's going to be Tim Ryan here in the 98. Maybe going to throw my count off a little bit. So Timmerman, Eiler, Merriman, Shell was your first two rows. David Heileman, Tim Ryan, row 3. Row 4 looks like Lane Brink when he closes up. 90 of Trevor Royer there as well. On the outside will be the 47 of Jason Randolph, Billy Rowley, Larry Moody. Now we're going to go to the 4 wide salute to the fans. The inside and outside rows split. Back half of the field makes its way forward. And Jerry, you say it best, man. Here you go.
Race fans, it's time for the most beautiful sight in all of motorsports. Get out of your seat and on your feet as the drivers of the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway salute you tonight here on the Dirt Slingers Racing League and the Dirt Racing Network. Out of turn 4, onto the front straightaway. Wave them off, race fans.
Always get chills every time I see this 4 wide salute and doing the missing man formation here tonight in honor of Jason Johnson. We kick this off by talking to Bobby Johnson, and one heck of a driver that we lost this week. A couple years ago, Jason Johnson will forever be in every sprint car driver's mind. Someone that we all wish still here with us. So many drivers have gone on to the dirt track in the sky, but this one is in honor of Jason Johnson and Sean Timmerman taking over the top spot here as we stack them up 2 by 2 as we get ready to fire them off here tonight for the 41 lap Jason Johnson Memorial.
Like we talked about in the interview, I had the chance to meet Jason several years back right here at the Hillbilly High Banks. He came in. Tim has a good way of opening his garage up to anybody that needs it, especially during Ohio Sprint Speed Week. Getting to meet Jason Johnson, one of the highlights of my racing career, along with Bobby. It's such a loss to our sport, but knowing that Jason, that the accomplishments that he had are always going to be remembered as we honor him tonight right here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway on the Dirt Racing Network.
Field lined up. It looks like we're going to get the green flag this time around. Sean Timmerman winning the Hillbilly High Banks pole dash, going to start on the front row for this one. And here we go. Green flag is out as the Dirt Slingers Racing League brings you the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial through turns 1 and 2. Good run by everyone so far. We got one into the wall down the backstretch. Alex Szerzynski in the 23 going up and over, lands it on all 4s, and somehow that car looks undamaged. Let's see if we can back this up and find out what happened to the 23. Close racing coming off of turn number 2. He is going to go tumbling end over end. Lands on all 4s, and that car looks like not a scratch of damage on it despite that wild ride. Heileman in the 49 pulling onto pit road, heavy damage on him.
Heartbreak for David Heileman, but Alex Szerzynski walking away unscathed after heavy damage or a heavy flip with the number 23.
So the first lap getting off to a rough start for a couple of our drivers. Eileman able to make it on the pit road on and off with a fast repair available to him. We'll see if he gets caught up to this field. A little slow down the backstretch for the 49, but that car looks like it is going to be allowed to continue. So as the yellow flag is out here, field slowly working its way down the backstretch. Everyone trying to get lined up here. Race control has a lot on their hands here tonight as we are trying to do the first segment manually. John Timmerman finds himself in trouble. Going to take a quick repair here on the pit road. So with the limitations that iRacing gives us, trying to put on a real life show as you would see on Saturday night at Knoxville, trying to get all this in, trying to work it through iRacing. Everything right now is being manually controlled. The timing and scoring not going to be the best for the moment. But I promise you when we get to the second half of this race, it will be all up to par. So the 24, Sean Timmerman, still your race leader. Braden Eiler on his outside. And it looks like we are doing a complete restart here.
So no laps complete here in the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial A main. Sean Timmerman, Braden Eiler will bring them down with Cameron Merriman with Tyler Shell to his outside in row number 2.
All right, so the field lined up all nice and pretty like. See if we get the green flag here, and away we go. Timmerman with a good jump. Eiler goes to the high side. Timmerman going to bump the cushion with his right rear, and we are back underway. Cameron Merriman, Tyler Shell sitting in 3rd and 4th. Merriman down on the bottom. Tyler Shell in 4th.
Saw Timmerman out front, but Braden Eiler stalking him. Cameron Merriman working the inside, trying to do something, but that's not the fast way around right now here at the Knoxville Raceway. Braden Eiler bounces off the cushion. He'll try to get a run now down the front straightaway. Nothing doing here at Knoxville Raceway.
Battle for 3rd, getting hot and heavy. Still Cameron Merriman on the inside. Tyler Shell on the outside. Those two going at it as Braden Eiler trying to make a move to the inside here to take over the race lead. Timmerman up top. Eiler has it with a slide job, but Timmerman with a big run from the middle of the corner on off. And the yellow flag coming out on this one. And Larry Moody in the 73 finding himself out of sorts. Let's back this up and see what happens to the 73 machine. Working his way through 1 and 2 down the backstretch. Billy Rowley in the 79 just ahead of him. And it looked like Trevor Royer in the 90 got in trouble. And Larry Moody late to the party there. Not that late, but late enough that, man, Larry Moody went for a ride. Let's see what caused Trevor Royer to get out of sorts. If I can do my job correctly. So here, we'll take another look at this one. Trevor Royer, high side through 3 and 4. Contact with Jason Randolph is going to upset his car. He's going to spin, and Larry Moody, wrong place, wrong time. It looks like the 41 of Curtis Merriman, who made the A main with an outstanding drive here tonight, also in trouble. We're going to stack the field up once again, this time single file, not a complete start or restart. Did get a couple laps in, and so this field going to be single file for this restart.
Sean Timmerman still your leader. Braden Eiler was all over him as those two were starting to heat up the battle for the lead here in the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial. Cameron Merriman running third, watching those two, hoping for a mistake by either one so he can make his move.
Don't watch the ticker too closely just yet. We are in a manual control for the moment as we want to try and get 41 laps in. As I mentioned, limitations of iRacing not allowing us to do this race the way we would like to, so everything is manually controlled. Our speeds, our running order, all of that needs to be ignored for the moment. What you see on your screen is how they are. Don Timmerman in the 24, your race leader. Braden Eiler in the 5, sitting in second. Cameron Merriman third. Tyler Shell fourth. Tim Ryan rounding out your top 5. Green flag coming out. Flagman likes to start, drops the green flag, and we are back underway. Timmerman from the high side down to the bottom, trying to hold on to this race lead. Braden Eiler was starting to reel him in before the caution flag comes out. Now he's got to make up some lost ground on that start.
Sean Timmerman getting a great restart that time in the 24 car. Braden Eiler trying to reel him back in. He's got Cameron Merriman right behind him. Great battles right behind your top two. It's Cameron Merriman with his hands full right now. Several cars challenging the 17 of Merriman for that third spot.
Tim Ryan working the outside of Cameron Merriman in the 17, and look out, here comes the 12 of Alex Bergeron. Bergeron all the way from the D main into tonight's A main. Jeremy Zarfos, another driver who followed in his tire tracks, but Bergeron finding himself already trying to knock down the door of a top 5. Cameron Merriman, Tim Ryan just ahead of him, and looking to the inside is Tyler Shell in the 85 machine.
Tyler Shell not going to make it easy on Bergeron as he works to his inside. Now Bergeron down to the inside. He'll try to follow Cam Merriman right down on the inside of the track. Bergeron to the tail tank of the 17 now, trying to close in on the third place car of Cameron Merriman.
Tim Ryan working the high side through 1 and 2, gets to the outside of Tyler Shell. Shell working the bottom lane with Bergeron and Merriman. 3 drivers working that bottom lane. Ryan working the high side. That is a battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. As right now, Timmerman and Eiler out in front in 1st and 2nd. But man, do we have a 4-car battle going on behind them. Eiler taking a peek, and Cameron Merriman in trouble in the 17. Merriman pointed the wrong direction. Yellow flag going to come out for this one. Let's back it up and see where things went wrong for Cameron Merriman. Riding in 3rd through turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch they're going to go. Tim Ryan with a good run on the outside of Bergeron. Bergeron and Shell work the inside lane here, and Tim Ryan just going to get into the tire of Cameron Merriman, and Merriman going to go up and over. Fortunately, he lands on all 4. He's pointed the wrong direction and grabs reverse in a sprint car, which can only happen here in iRacing.
Thank God for that.
All right, so Merriman going to join Larry Moody at the back of the field. Trevor Royer there as well. Royer has some damage on his race car. We saw Trevor Royer get in trouble earlier along with Larry Moody. The 3 drivers finding themselves here from pretty much from the front. Now they find themselves at the back. But your top 2 remain unchanged. It's Timmerman, Eiler, and then Alex Bergeron all the way from the D main into 3rd spot here. Tyler Shell sitting in 3rd. Or I'm sorry, 4th. Tim Ryan 5th. 6th place going to Jason Randolph. Then right behind Randolph is Green Machine. I believe that is Jax Yawn. No, I'm sorry.
Szerzynski.
Right
thank
behind
you.
him
In the 23.
Timing and scoring, like I said, under manual control. So our running order isn't quite how it appears, it looks like we're getting ready to go back green flag racing, and indeed we are. Flagman likes that start. The 24 goes right to the bottom. So too does the top 5. Everyone working their way to the bottom this time. And Timmerman has the race lead. Eiler trying to close in on him. Bergeron, what an outstanding night he has had. Unbelievable to see him from the D main to 3rd spot here in the first half of the A main.
Alex Bergeron closes in on the 5 of Braden Eiler as Eiler continues to try to work the rear bumper of Sean Timmerman. He'll try to go up high. Timmerman beats him to it. Timmerman will head to the bottom. Eiler will head to the top side now to see if he can gain some ground that way. And that's going to allow Alex Bergeron to close in on Timmerman. Looks like Braden Eiler grabs the lead now in the number 5.
Eiler with a huge run through 1 and 2 takes over the top spot. Timmerman going to try and respond in kind. Eiler down from the bottom to the top side through 1 and 2 this time. Contact between the cars behind him. And it looks like Timmerman going to fall back to 5th spot. But Braden Eiler with a huge run taking over the race lead. Bergeron into 2nd. And here we go. This race is starting to get very, very interesting. Let's take a moment to talk.
Waves.
Do what?
Caution flag is out.
Yellow
Looks
flag
like
is out.
Trouble for the 24 of Timmerman. Looks like he made some contact with Tim Ryan. We'll go back to the replay and take a look to see exactly what happened.
Let's back this up. The 24, your race leader, lost 5 spots. Tim Ryan tags the wall on the outside. Timmerman with nowhere to go makes contact with him. And Timmerman going to go up and over. And he is going to heavily damage that Epic Media 24 machine. And so an early exit in this one from Sean Timmerman, and a tough break from him. Cameron Merriman also on pit road. And that is going to do it for Sean Timmerman. His night is done. So with things being the way they are, let's take a quick moment to try and talk about some other drivers. Jeremy Zarfos in the 19, another driver all the way from the D main into the A. An accomplishment in and of itself here tonight, as we had quite a few drivers. First of all, I can't even count that high. Outside of 2, I lose count. But the 19, one of the drivers who came from the D main along with Alex Bergeron, finds himself a little bit deep in the field, tucked in tight behind the 95 of Dakota Kuhn. Just ahead of Dakota Kuhn, that is the 79 of Billy Rowley. When we get ready to go green flag racing here in just a moment as Eiler stabs the throttle, we are back underway. Eiler from the bottom to the top side. Alex Bergeron trying to give chase. Bergeron going to bump the wall just a little bit. Tyler Schell does as well. And Braden Eiler, he is really good at Knoxville when that wall and the cushion are one and the same.
You can see the drivers working inside those cars. Alex Bergeron throws the slide job on Braden Eiler. Eiler crosses over down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. He'll slide up in front of the number 12. Bergeron trying to pull it down and close back in. Braden Eiler continues to lead here in the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial. Alex Bergeron working that inside, trying to get to the front.
If you're upset we're not talking about your driver a whole lot, that's because things are a little bit difficult for us to keep track of. And Braden Eiler in the 5, going to come across the start-finish line, and I believe he has picked up the win in the first half of this race. So Braden Eiler and Alex Bergeron sitting a 1 and 2 as we're going to pull the field to the inside. We're going to reset everybody and get back to racing. Tyler Schell sitting in 3rd. 49 of David Heileman right now finds himself in fourth in this lineup. So with the first half of this race over, Braden Eiler got to be happy with how he has done. But man, right now it is hard to not talk about Alex Bergeron as he has come from the D main, found himself in second spot here in the first half of this Forever 41 Jason Johnson.
Just an epic run by the three-time world champ to come not only all the way through the soup from the D main, but now, like you said, already up to second and battling for the lead as we get ready to go to the second half of this Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. What a race so far tonight, KR.
Want to take a moment while we can to thank all of our sponsors here tonight. Big shout out to Wicked Energy Gum. This is the Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series presented by Dirt Slingers Racing League. They bring you the Jason Johnson Forever 41 Memorial. Also want to throw a shout out to the Hillbilly High Banks, Dirty Girl Racewear, Scott King Designs, Dirty Dicks Racewear. Those were all of our main event sponsors. The C, D, and B in no particular order. Our heat races were brought to you by Personal Evolution Company, Sign It Up Signs and Banners, Edmund Trophy Company, Wicked Cushion Esports, Wiggy and Casey, the I-55 Lawyers, and our qualifying here tonight was brought to you by Super Clean Products. With all that being said, we're getting into the second half of our Jason Johnson Memorial. And Jerry, first half done and over with. Your thoughts so far?
Man, what a fun race. Track slicking off. Things getting tough for these guys to keep the cars right up on that cushion when they're up there. You can see them working hard if you keep an eye on to see how much their hands are moving, banging off the wall and that cushion getting rough. And we'll see how it shakes out here in the second half. If Bergeron can get by Eiler, or if one of these guys can charge up through the field and make a run on those two.
All right, so now in the second half of the race, timing and scoring is going to be accurate. We're going to be able to have a correct information for y'all. So as I mentioned, thank you so much for bearing with us in the first half. But now another, what should be the last bit of confusing part for all of you fans watching. We're going to go and roll out for the 2 pace laps. Then we're going to line the field up manually. Then the green flag is going to come out. We're going to finish this one off for this 3rd annual Jason Johnson Memorial event here at Knoxville.
Been a great night of racing so far. Several of the heavy hitters having trouble in the heat races, having to work their way through the alphabet soup, including 3-time world champion Alex Bergeron. Tyler Schell been looking good in his machine as well. Keeping an eye on several drivers, including Jeremy Zarfus, who's been deep in the field in this one during the second half. We'll see how Jeremy can do. The Z-Man looking to make a charge in the second half of the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial.
All right, Jerry. My limitations are counting with my shoes off. I currently have my shoes on, so my high count is 2. I don't know how many drivers signed up for this event, but we are down to the final half of this race. 24 drivers making it into the A main. 2 of our drivers have come all the way from the D. You gotta wonder how much that is going to wear on them, and that they have been racing in a very tough mental situation. Some of these other drivers qualified well, had a good heat race, find themselves at the front here very early. So if you're a driver in this situation, how do you think you're feeling right now?
When you're a guy like the three-time world champion who logs literally thousands of laps each week, I don't think the turmoil, the wearing out so much, falling out of the seat is going to be an issue for Bergeron. In fact, it may even be an advantage for him to run those extra laps because he saw how the track was going to fall off and develop even before the reset. Now it's starting to do the same things again. So he may have a little advantage because he's already seen it once tonight. Now, some of the guys that came straight through the heats, they didn't have to worry about it getting completely slicked off and racing their way through the soup. So do you give the advantage to Bergeron and Azarfas, or is it like you said, are they wore out and are they ready to fall out of the seat? It's going to be fun to see in this second half of the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial.
Only 2 drivers not able to continue on. Sean Timmerman, Cameron Merriman knocked out in the first half of our race here tonight. But final half, green, a flag coming out here as we get back into racing. And Braden Eiler and Alex Bergeron pick up right where they left off. This battle for the lead is going to continue on. Tyler Schell sitting in third. Fourth place, David Heileman and Carlin Cure rounding out your top 5.
Carlin Cure was one of our favorite guys to watch before we put the Wicked Energy Gun 410 series on pause for the regular racing season. Going to be fun to see him charge through, but David Heileman been tough to beat as he starts to make his challenge to the top 3 in this one.
Right now, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th all going at it. Dakota Kuhn in the 95 trying to make his way forward. Jason Randolph leading this group of drivers in the 47 machine. And then Alex Szerzynski right behind him with Carlin Cure taking a peek to his inside. Meanwhile, the battle at the front of the field raging on. Tyler Schell, Alex Bergeron trading slide jobs. Bergeron getting in the wall a little bit. Maybe a little bit of fatigue starting to show as the 12 tagged the wall down the backstretch. He's going to lose a spot to Tyler Schell. Braden Eiler, meanwhile, in the 5, still staying committed to that high side and making it work as he continues to lead.
Alex Bergeron that time around over in turns 3 and 4, elected to head to the bottom. Over in 1 and 2. That allowed Tyler Schell to clear him completely. And now Schell right on the rear bumper of the number 5 of Braden Eiler. We're going to be interested to see what Schell can do as he'll head to the bottom now and try to make a move for the lead.
Braden Eiler in the 5 machine, still staying committed to the high side. As I mentioned, there is no one better when the top shelf gets that close to the wall than Braden Eiler, but Tyler Schell trying to work to the inside. Schell with a good run through 3 and 4, not enough down the front stretch. Eiler continues to lead. Do want to point out, Roger Wagner came in and mentioned the back row challenge. Only driver available for that back row challenge right now is David Heileman in the 49 machine, finding himself in a 4th place as the yellow flag is going to come out. I'm not sure who this one is for. Give me just a moment here, and I think it is going to be the 90 of Trevor Royer. Let's back this up and find out if that is what it was. Oh, it was the 95 of Dakota Kuhn in trouble.
The virtual Knoxville Raceway getting awful slick. Bites the 95 of Kuhn.
All right, let's see what happened in the 95. Trying to figure all of this out. Tim Ryan tagging the wall. Bounces into the 7 of Carlin Cure, and Dakota Kuhn, the big loser in that situation. Take another look at this one. Oh, iRacing. Oh. One more time. We'll try this one more time. All right, here we go. One more time. Tim Ryan in the 98. Gonna tag the wall hard. Carlin Cure tries to pull down to his inside. Dakota Kuhn there goes for a spin, bringing out the yellow flag.
Hate
There you
seeing
have
that
it.
for Carlin Cure, who had been running in the top 5 at least briefly. Now finds himself with some damage to the number 7 car. We'll see how that car will handle when we get back to green, as we get ready to go back to green here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway.
Tyler Schell in the 85 working in the inside of Braden Eiler as they're going to complete that lap. And Schell with a slider. Tyler Schell trying to take over the race lead. Braden Eiler pulling down to the inside. Down the backstretch we're going to go. Tyler Schell has the lead for the moment. Can Braden Eiler find something down on the bottom? Tyler Schell through the middle of the track. And Schell has the race lead that time across the start-finish line. Here comes Alex Bergeron on the 5 machine. A little bit of contact between those two. And Bergeron tagging the wall just a little bit.
Tyler Schell running right in the middle of the racetrack. Looks like he has found the rubber first, so he starts to pull away with the lead. As Braden Eiler and Alex Bergeron battle for that second spot. David Heileman now sticking his nose to the inside of that battle as well.
Your top 5, Tyler Schell, Braden Eiler, Alex Bergeron, David Heileman, Aiden Berline. Berline in the 5th spot right now. He's got a little comfortable space between the driver in front of him and the driver behind him. But Berline putting on a heck of a show. He come from the B main, and here he is in the top 5. Jason Randolph right behind him in the 47 machine. And then Jeremy Zarfos in the top 10. Another driver coming from deep in the soup, a D main driver, the 19 machine, continuing to work the bottom lane and just taking anything he can get.
Zarfus is one of those guys, like you said, coming from deep in the alphabet soup, closing in on a top 5 as he's now currently up to the 7th spot. But out front, it's all Tyler Schell. Schell now stretching it out over a half-second lead over Bergeron and Braden Eiler, who continue to battle for that second spot.
Top side looks like it has gone away for Braden Eiler as he finds himself in 3rd, but that doesn't mean he is giving up. He is doing all he can to try and work his car back to the race lead, but Tyler Schell has it. Bergeron in 2nd, Eiler in 3rd. 4th place, your back row challenge driver. That is the 49 of David Heileman. He has found himself into 4th place, but finding it hard going from here on out as everyone has a little bit more speed. But the 49, the only driver taking that back row challenge. And man, what a story that would be if he could come away with the race win, as the laps are starting to wind down. Berline still in 5th, Randolph 6th, Jeremy Zarfos 7th. Randy Shreves, he is in 8th spot. Right behind him is the Tuna Can, the 79 of Billy Rowley. And then rounding out your top 10, well, for the moment, that's the 90 of Trevor Royer, but he is working the outside of the 79 machine.
Back up front, Alex Bergeron has thrown slide jobs on consecutive laps, not able to make a stick as both times. Tyler Schell able to power back by, but Bergeron working alongside right down the bottom of the track, trying to close in on your race leader once again.
Tyler Schell saw what the 12 was doing. He's going to drop down to the inside. Bergeron in 2nd, trying to find a way around the 85 of Tyler Schell. We got 5 laps to go here in our 41 lap A main. Our leaders are getting into lap traffic here. The 24 of Jax Yon down on the inside here. How is lap traffic going to be a factor? Tyler Schell says, I'm going to stay to the high side here. And now he drives down to the bottom through the middle, slides up just a little bit. Jax Yon, got to be careful here. Doesn't want to be a factor in this leaders battle.
Absolutely not with 3 laps to go. Bergeron continuing to try to use that slider line to close in, but it looks like it's not working out. as Tyler Shell able to pull away just a little bit that time as they work their way around the 21 of Blaine Brink.
Blaine finding a lane, holding his car. Tyler Shell with 2 laps to go. Your race leader pulling away from Bergeron in the 12. This time around, the 85 is going to get the white flag. Here we go. Final time around. Alex Bergeron hard into the wall. Tyler Shell going to say thank you very much. All I have to do is hit my marks and bring this one on home. Braden Eiler moves into second spot, but Tyler Shell off of turns 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight. Shell going to pick up the 3rd annual Jason Johnson Memorial.
Braden Eiler able to get by Alex Bergeron for the 2nd spot. Bergeron will limp home 3rd, followed by David Heileman, Aiden Bierlein, Jeremy Zarfus, Jason Randolph, Cody Kelly, Rusty Kruger, and Billy Rowley rounding out your top 10.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of our results. Larry Moody finishing in 11th. 12th place going to Trevor Royer. Curtis Merriman 13th. 14th goes to Randy Shreves. Jeffrey Stewart finishing in 15th. Alex Szerzinski 16th. 17th goes to the Carlin Cure 7 machine. Blaine Brink 18th. Jax Yon 19th. 20th going to Dakota Kuhn in the 95 machine. And then we have Coulter West, Tim Ryan, Cameron Merriman, and Sean Timmerman to round out our 24-car field here tonight. Oh my goodness, Jerry. I need a moment to catch my breath because that was a heck of a 41-lap A-main and Tyler Shell coming out on top.
That was a fun way for me to return back to the booth here for the Dirt Racing Network for the 3rd annual Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial. Tyler Shell, one of those guys, you know that when the money's on the line, he's going to be tough to beat. You know, Alex Bergeron's going to be as well, but Braden Eiler having a great run tonight, nearly picking up the win. What a race all throughout that 41-lap A-main.
All right, so let's kick off our post-race show brought to you by Wicked Energy Gum. And we're going to start by talking to our race winner. That is the driver in the 85 machine. And Jerry, you've caught up with him as he pulls out of his race car.
Tyler Shell, welcome to Victory Lane at the virtual Knoxville Raceway.
Thank you.
What a great race. You know, I was lucky enough to call another event you were in earlier this week, and it seemed like you couldn't get away from the bad luck. But tonight, it was all sunshines and rainbows for you as you pick up the win in the 3rd annual Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial. Tell us about that great battle up front with you, Eiler, and Bergeron.
It was just count the laps off, hit your marks, and don't screw up. I was pretty confident if I could cross Alex under and get the grip about a lane off of 1 and 2, I probably wouldn't be passed. And I did that and didn't screw up on top at all, and was able to beat him.
It definitely looked like there late in the race. You were able to find some rubber there, just a couple lanes off the bottom where as Alex had to work right down on the bottom, tried running the slider line, even got around you briefly a couple times before it looked like his tires finally just completely went away.
Yeah, I felt so good on the top. If anybody knows me, I don't like running the top at all. So that race was definitely not one that line choice that I would probably usually run. But hey, you got to do what you got to do to win sometimes, right?
And boy, did you ever. You had a great run. Let's talk about everybody that helped you with your race car.
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody that puts this race on. Bobby for having them wing panels made and all, and then Wicked Cushion for putting the money up. Tim Sims with Hillbilly High Banks, and all the other great people that support this league. And then I'd like to thank Elvis Up Simsport for a 1-2 finish, me and Braden. And then Personal Evolution Company, School Sim Racing, Flow Racing, Jess Logistics, Mobile Photographs, Kent Fence Apparel, Roof Co., and Herga Real Estate.
Congratulations once again on your tremendous victory in tonight's Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial.
Thank you.
Tyler Shell picks up the race win, but now let's move on to the driver who finished in second spot. That is none other Then Braden Eiler. Braden Eiler in the 5 machine. You bring this one home second place here tonight, man. What an outstanding drive you had. Tell us a little bit about your race.
Yeah, first half I was kind of just trying to hang on. Felt like I was struggling there a little bit at the end. The track kind of went away for how I had the car set up during that first portion. Then made the right changes there in the second half, and it felt pretty strong.
Well, Braden, we saw you running the high side, and I mentioned that there's no one better to run the high side here at Knoxville, but it looked like it went away in the second half of the race. Fell back to third, taking advantage of Bergeron smacking the wall, bringing it home in second, man. Tell us how that track changed and how you had to change your driving.
Yeah, the top and 3 and 4 kind of went away as I figured it would have. 1 and 2 was actually more dominant than I thought it was going to be up top. I was fine in 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 I was lost, which is where I was losing my momentum at. Couldn't really figure out a good spot to run at, and then I found it there towards the end. I kind of thought we were going to be back in contention there for a little bit, and then had that incident there, lap traffic, got pushed up on the berm, but overall, it was a pretty good run, I think.
All right, Braden. Well, man, nobody can get here without some help. So who do you have to give thanks to here tonight?
Yeah, I gotta thank everybody for elbows up Sim Sport. I probably haven't really ran a competitive race in about 3 months, so I'd say this is pretty good outing for me. Yeah, but appreciate all of them guys. Tyler for the win, Bergeron third. Also all my sponsors, Wicked Energy Gum, Wicked Cushion, Roofco Indy. There's a ton of them. I don't remember them all, but just everybody that supports the team, and yeah, everybody for putting on this event as well.
Braden Eiler with an epic second place finish, man. Once again, congratulations. Nice job.
Thank you.
Gary, one more driver here to talk to tonight. You've caught up with the driver of the 12 machine, Alex Bergeron.
Alex, I know it stinks to not pick up the win, especially after the night you had, but what a great run, winning the D main, winning the C main, winning the B main, and finding yourself in contention with just a few laps to go here in tonight's Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial.
Yeah, it was quite a wild one. We went to eat race and changed something in our setup and just didn't have time to grid up. So it's all on my fault. It's on my side, but it doesn't really matter because I was up front after a couple of laps, so really does not change really anything. So. Just we had a good car and everything. I think we had a bit of damage there up front, but Shell was really good there through the middle and the top 1 and 2. I could not handle the top at all. My car wouldn't want to do it. So some of those races, you can't win them all, right? So we've had a lot of good races, me and Tyler, and we've beat him a lot of times, and sometimes we get beat. So it's all about the racing, and to be in such an event like tonight, and I think it's a great event, and hopefully next year we can come out and win.
Well, man, you did a great job. Like I said, as the laps winded down, you were able to get by Tyler briefly with a couple of slide jobs. You were running that slider line, and it looked like it was working until you guys started getting into that lap traffic, the final 5 laps.
Yeah, it's just that he was able to run the top, like I mentioned, in 1 and 2, and I could not do that. I could run a slider line, but you had no momentum doing that, and it was really the only way I was able to keep following him. The bottom 1 and 2 had literally nothing, so just real hard to do that, and run the top. You don't want to wreck, and we gave everything we had there in the last 2 laps, and just it's just I got tied out of 4 and hit the wall, and that's why we fell down to 3rd. But at least I know I gave everything I had and all my capability. I was able to to try to get the win, but it was not possible tonight. So we'll try to do our best next year in this race and all the other races coming up.
Well, like I said, great job. You did have an epic run coming through the soup. I know it kind of stinks coming home 3rd after all that, but great job. Let's talk about the folks that help you with your race car.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone at Team VRE Sports, Rebecca, Jason, all of our partners on the team, and that supports us go around the racetrack every day and support us. Pit Logic, CSI Shocks, BK Design, Smart Farm Equipments, Wraps and Stitches, Stucco, CD Scintigraphy, B&B Dirt Racing Simulators, ABR Step Shot, Grassy 3R, and everyone that makes us go around the racetrack. Like I mentioned, we do our best every day, and to do these races and come very close like this, it's always good. Even though we didn't win, we have to take the position because we win a lot of races, but sometimes we have to take second or third. But we're here to win, and we'll try to do our best next time. And I got to thank all the partners and everybody that supports this series and this event. I think next year we'll try to do better, but I can't thank everyone to make this possible. The broadcast, you guys have done an awesome job. My dad for watching all the time, and congrats to everyone who did good tonight.
Thank you very much for your time, Alex. Congratulations again on a podium finish. Folks, that's Alex Bergeron, driver of the number 12 ABR setups entry, coming home third. KR, buddy, I tell you what, as much fun as it was to watch Alex come through the field that way, and Jeremy Zarfus the same way, those two weren't the hard charger tonight. You got to look back to 8th place finisher Cody Kelly gaining 16 spots in tonight's A-Main.
Cody Kelly driving his guts out here in the Jason Johnson Memorial at Knoxville, doing an outstanding job. But man, I gotta tell you, Jerry, this event is something I circle on my calendar, something I look forward to broadcasting. We got to talk to Bobby. We put on a heck of a show. iRacing has its limitations. We had to work through that, but man, I'll tell you what, every time I can get in the booth, get to call an outstanding dirt race like this one, always a great time. And not only that, but man, just hearing your voice once again was just great.
Well, man, I'll tell you what, it was absolutely an honor to be able to be a part of this event with you, with the Dirt Racing Network, the Dirt Slingers Racing League, Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series. Got to thank Bubba Henninger, Tim Sims, Hillbilly High Banks for letting me come over here and a broadcast from the Hillbilly High Banks. What a great time. KR, I'll tell you what, one of these days we're going to get in a booth together in a real and I can call some races. We need to get you over here to Ohio sometime with me.
First of all, I can't go to Ohio, government reasons, but no, I'm kidding. A lot of great people from Ohio, and if I'm ever that way, absolutely would love to call a race with you in a booth for a real not that this isn't real racing, but outside of the internet.
Well, buddy, like I said, I had a lot of fun tonight. It was a lot of fun seeing Tyler Shell pick up the win in the 3rd annual Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial. With that said, KR, let's take us home.
All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here tonight. Hope you all enjoyed this show put on by the Dirt Racing Network as the DSRL Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series brought you the Forever 41 Jason Johnson Memorial. Congratulations to Tyler Shell for picking up the win here tonight. That one will go down in history as a great race. So until we pick up this DSRL Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series season later in September, y'all stay safe, have a good night, and thank you so much for joining us here tonight.